Good day, everyone. Today, I want to take you on a journey through my journal for the month of April. This month was special because we dived deep into Module 2 and 3. We started with something very basic but very powerful: universal values. When we talk about love, compassion, and harmony, we often think they are just nice words we see on posters. But as a social work student, I had a light bulb moment. I realized that love and compassion are actually professional tools. They are the foundation of everything we do. In our lessons, we discussed how humanity is our common ground. Even if we pray differently or come from different provinces, we all free, we all feel pain, and we all want to be loved. In my daily life here at MSU, I see this everywhere. I see it when a roommate shares their food in the cottage, or when a classmate explains a difficult lessons to me, or someone who is struggling. These are not just small acts. They are the universal values in action. This lesson taught me that before I can be a professional social worker, I must first be a person who carries peace and love in my heart. Now, let's talk about something we usually try to avoid: conflict. Most people think conflict is a bad thing, like a storm that ruins everything. But in Lesson 1, we learned a very important truth. Conflict is a natural part of being human. It happens because we are all different. According to experts like Gatung and Koser, conflict can actually lead to growth. If we talk about our problems, we can make our relationships stronger. However, the danger starts when conflict turns into violence. As a future as a future social worker, I learned to look deeper. There is direct violence where people physically hurt each other. But there is also structural violence. This was a new idea for me. It means that when people are poor, when they have no access to medicine, or when they are treated unfairly by the system, that is also a form of violence. Understanding these roots of conflict is my job. If I want to help a community, I can't just stop a fight. I have to look at why they are fighting in the first place. Is it because they are hungry? Is it because they feel ignored? This lesson changed my perspective completely. To solve a problem, you must be like a doctor. You must first diagnose what is wrong. In our class, we were given tools of analysis. My favorite was the conflict tree. Imagine a tree. The leaves and the branches are the things we see, like shouting or fighting. But the real problem is the roots, which are hidden underground. These are the things like old grudges or unfair treatment. We also use the ABC triangle. A stands for attitude, B for behavior, and C for context. This tool was a game changer for me. I realized that when a person has a bad behavior, like being angry, it usually comes from a bad context. Maybe they are going through a hard time at home, or a deep-seated attitude. Maybe they were thought to be afraid of others. Now, when I meet someone who is difficult or toxic people, I don't just get mad back. I used the ABC conflict or the ABC triangle in my head. I asked myself, what is the context of this person? Why are they acting this way? This makes me more patient and more effective as a student and a future professional. Lesson 7 was very emotional for many of us because it was about our home, Mindanao. We studied the history of our ancestors and the struggles they faced. But the most touching part was watching the video called Meme ng Mindanao. I'll be honest, it brought tears to my eyes. Seeing the real humans' faces behind the history books made everything real. It was not just history anymore. It was the story of our grandfathers, our mothers, and our neighbors. It reminded me that our work in social work is actually healing work. We are here to help heal the wounds of the past. In Lesson 8, we also talked about a very serious topic, violent extremism. We learned why some young people get lost and join groups that use violence. We looked at push factors like being very poor or feeling like nobody cares about you. And we looked at pull factors like when these groups promise a sense of family or belonging. This taught me that we need to give our youth better options. We need to give them a real sense of belonging so they don't look for it in the wrong places. If you ask me which concept hit my heart the most, it is interdependence. This means that we all need each other to survive and succeed. I used to think that to be a successful woman, I had to do everything on my own. I thought being strong meant being alone. But through our group activities, I saw that I am stronger when I work with my classmate. How will I apply this? It's simple, but not easy. I will start in my own home and my own classroom. When there is a misunderstanding with a family member, instead of shouting, I will pause. I will use that ABC triangle silently. I will think. Maybe they are tired or maybe they are stressed. I want to practice being a social worker right now, not just after I get my license and profession. By being patient, by listening more than I speak, and by showing compassion to the people around me. I am already doing the work of peace. My goal is to be a person who brings people together, not someone who tears them apart. To end this journal entry, I want to reflect on my own growth or on my own self. Before I took this module, I was the type of person who avoided conflict. If there was a problem, I would just run away or keep quiet and feel bad inside. But now I have tools. I don't see conflict as a war anymore. I see it as a problem that can be solved. I rate my growth this month as significant. I feel like I have grown up. I realize that peace is not just the absence of war. It is the presence of justice and understanding. I am not just studying these lessons to pass an exam or to get a high grade. I am studying because I want to serve the people of Mindanao. My final reflection is this: Peace is not a destination we reach and then stop. We have to work. We have to work. Peace is a process. It is something we have to work on every single day, in every conversation, and in every action. I am committed to being part of that process. Thank you for listening to my journey, and may we all continue to walk the path of peace together.